Yeah, guys, welcome to this Southampton versus the Bees match preview. Obviously for tomorrow. Um, yep. We need to get back at it. After that disappointment against Arsenal, it really was disappointing. 2 home defeats now in a row against Forest and now Arsenal. So we need to sort our away form out now. So let's get back away and get 3 points against Southampton. It's probably a bit trickier than it was when we beat them at home at the Gtech last year. Uh, easy 3-1, pretty much dominated them. Had a different manager, of course. Russell Martin was still there. Now they've got a new manager, Ivan Juric. So could be more trickier this time. I'm not so sure it's going to be as straightforward as we think. But then again, they are still bottom. And although they picked up a bit more with the new manager and playing pretty well at times, and of course, Tyler Diblin, I think he's a fantastic player for them. Amazing young man, player. A bit like Jack Grealish, of course, the socks down, as we know. So, and he's got a lot of skill, a lot of ability. So, one to look out for. I think they will be a lot tougher this time. I do think, it's going to be tougher for us. And I don't think we're going to win as easily. But we have got to win. We need 3 points, especially away. Be our first 3 points away. So, come on, Bees. We've got to start stinging again. That sting has disappeared for a little while, but let's get it back. Come on, we've got to do it against this lot. They are bottom. We know we have struggled against teams like this, especially last year, actually. We lost to Sheffield United, who were down there, 1-0, and we also lost to Burnley as well. So sometimes we do struggle against teams that we should be beating. Easier, so-called lesser opposition that are down near the bottom. And somehow we lose to them. So this time, let's try and change that and get a win here. It's a shame about them, Southampton, that they are struggling, but they are. And we need to, reinforce where we are, and we're above them, fair way above them. And, let's try and go at them and dominate and not sit back. We shouldn't be sitting back against teams like this. Yeah, against Arsenal, we did too much at times, and we didn't pressurise them enough at times and let them play. The thing is with Southampton, they can be a good team, entertaining team if they start playing. Okay, they're slightly different now than they were under Russell Martin. Different sort of style in a way under this new manager, but they're not playing always out from the back. It's not, trying to actually play around at the back there as much this time as it was under Russell Martin. But we pretty much done that by pressurising them when they were playing out, and when we beat them 3-1. That was an easy sort of tactic strategy to go with, because we knew the way they was going to play. But it's slightly different this time. Under this new manager, they're playing slightly different. So I really don't think it will be quite so simple this time. But I feel confident that we can get a win now. It's hard to say that after what happened the other day, but I just feel it is possible. We should be winning. We should win these sort of games. And also, by the way, I'm going to do some transfer streams very soon, because we're getting some actual sort of transfer rumours through, like news rumours, whatever. It's probably not totally confirmed. that we're looking at, obviously, defenders. There's been actual articles saying that we are looking at right and left backs, which is good. What I want to see, centre backs, winger, midfielders, and the striker. So we are actually in this transfer market. We're actively, moving in this transfer market. We are going to get players, which I'm glad. That's great to hear. We need them. We do need them. We're already looking at players like Taylor. Is it Taylor? I think it's Taylor Hackney, the defender at Middlesbrough, young defender, 22-year-old centre back. So, as well as others, I mean, there's even links to Tamori or Macy Milan. So, I mean, what a coup that would be if we could get him here at the Gtech, at our club, at the Little Bees, Tamori, what a player. Great centre-back. And formerly at Chelsea, of course, as we all know, at one stage. So that would be an amazing signing. We are looking at plenty, though, and I will be doing transfer streams very soon, probably next week at some stage, because we really want to get into all this and see, hopefully, what we can get, what we were able to try and get extra players. We need these, especially defenders, that's for sure. We are weak there now at the back a bit. Really are. And we need somebody to play right and left back, because, Rico Henry and Aaron Hickey are never available, and they still aren't. So, but anyway, I'm going to go into this preview. Anyway, this is not a transfer stream, so we'll get into this article and talk about obviously the preview, and get this up right now and start discussing it. Here we go. Match preview: Southampton versus Brentford, and obviously for tomorrow, Brentford face Southampton at St Mary's Stadium on Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff. Yep, in the Bees' first away game of 2025. Yep. The Saints will be looking for their second win of the season this weekend, with Ivan Juric now in charge, as they face a Bees side who are still searching for their first victory on the road this term. Exactly. Analysis, team news, match officials and more. Here's everything you need to know ahead of the fixture. Pre-match analysis: Richard Cole, playmaker stats, expected goals numbers will give Southampton hope. So all this XG, of course, as we all know. Brentford travelled to the south coast to take on a struggling Southampton team in what could be a fifth win in a row over the Saints. Well, let's hope so. Fingers crossed. The Bees have had a difficult December, but now have what could be a brief respite before upcoming games against Man City and Liverpool. Yeah, tough ones, as they take on a team they have had the better of in recent encounters, with 4 consecutive victories over Saturday's opposition. The Saints are now under new management, with Ivan Juric taking over from Russell Martin. Looking at the numbers, things do look bleak for Southampton this season, and should the Croatian coach manage to save the club from relegation, it would be a huge achievement. Thomas Frank's side will travel to St Mary's Stadium, knowing they will be facing a team who have lost 7 of their 9 games at home in the league this season. In those fixtures, Southampton have had just 85 shots, the lowest in the division, and fans have seen their team score just 7 times, the joint fewest goals at home alongside Everton. Indeed, as Juric looks to strengthen his defence, there will need to be work done at the top end of the pitch, with no Southampton player scoring more than twice in the top flight this season. Well, the Saints should not be written off, and the numbers show that should Brentford take the bottom place team lightly, they may be punished. Yep, exactly. Southampton may have scored just 12 times this season, the lowest in the league, but their expected goals, XG, showed that things could have been different. Yep. In total, Southampton have an XG of 23.27, which ranks them 16th in the league. Not far off 15th place Nottingham Forest, 27.84 XG, who are enjoying very different fortunes. If Juric can get his forwards firing, then they should see a drastic improvement. Cameron Archer is a threat, and considering that only 4 players are underperforming XG more than the forward, minus 2.9 XG, more goals are likely to flow in the future considering his quality. Yeah, good player, Cameron Archer, really rate him, very good player. On the other end of the spectrum, midfielder Joe Aribo ranks 4th in the Premier League for XG per shot for players who have had at least 10 in total. The Nigerian is averaging 0.23 XG per shot, 11 efforts in total, which puts him behind only Ollie Watkins, Diogo Jota, Christopher Nkunku and Brentford's Johan Visser. The Bees man ranks first with 0.25 XG per shot. Another one to watch is, of course, young Tyler Dibling. Yep, very, very good player, great player, young man, brilliant. Opposition defences are finding it difficult to stop the teenager, yet who's been fouled 35 times already this year. Only 7 players have drawn more fouls. Bet one of them's Jack Grealish. Got to be. He's like, isn't he, with the socks rolled down. It's got to be Grealish, hasn't it? He's got to be one of those 7. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, so considering that Brentford have still yet to get their first league win on the road in the 24-25 season, Southampton may view this as a big opportunity to get back on track, something the Bees will have to be wary of. Exactly. Hope we are. Really hope we are. Scout report, Dan Long, Sky Sports, positive mindset required for Saints survival hopes. Southampton's latest 12-year stint in the Premier League came to an end in May 2023 when they were relegated under Ruben Selles. And even in spite of the fact they lost the likes of James Ward-Prowse, Tino Livramento, Romeo Lavia and Nathan Teller as a result, 3 wins from the first 4 games in the Championship gave the impression they would not be back in the second tier for long. Then they lost 4 in a row and the rug of positivity was ripped from beneath them. We want to give the fans a team to be proud of, but at the minute we're going through a really tough moment, said under fire boss Russell Martin after the 2-1 defeat at Middlesbrough on 23rd of September 2023. Things flipped though almost in an instant. Over the course of the next 5 months, Saints went unbeaten in the club record 25 games in all competitions. Coupled with Leicester's dramatic slip, it was almost enough to make them front runners for automatic promotion. As the eventual top 2, the Foxes and Ipswich got back on track. Martin's side eventually had to settle for the playoffs, but they took it in their stride, and after an impressive semi-final second leg win over West Brom, edged past Leeds at Wembley to regain their top flight spot. I feel emotional and overwhelmed by the love and support I've had over the past 9 or 10 months, especially in the tougher times, said Martin after the playoff win. I had to validate the board's decision and justify being handed the chance. I'm so pleased for them because it was an exciting appointment. When predictions started to get made during the off-season, Southampton were immediately installed as one of the favourites to go down. Martin has a distinct style of play with dominance of the ball at its heart, and in hindsight, their success this season would hinge on whether or not that could be translated against the best teams in the country. The response was rapid. In the opener against Newcastle, they had 78% possession and lost 1-0. Then against Nottingham Forest, they had 65% and lost 1-0. Against Brentford, they had 64% and lost 3-1. It was attractive and gave glimpses of promise, but the results just were not there to justify its use. Saints had to wait until their 10th league game of the season for a win, which came when Adam Armstrong struck an 85th-minute winner at home to Everton on the 2nd of November. They were only 3 points from safety at that point, just 7 points separated the bottom 5, so there was an element of hope in the air. Martin had sufficient credit in the bank to see him through the next run of 5 games without a win. After the November international break, they even came from behind to lead Liverpool before Mohamed Salah's brilliance eventually shook them off. But it all came to a head on 15th of December when Tottenham visited St Mary's. With 36 seconds on the clock, James Maddison swept in the opener, and with less than 15 minutes gone, Son Heung-min and Dejan Kulusevski had added a couple more. It was 5-0 at the break, with further strikes from Pape Sarr and Maddison. The fans were leaving in their droves, and many of those who had stayed started to aim their frustrations at Martin. Little more than an hour after the final whistle, he was gone after 18 months in the job and replaced before Christmas by former Croatia international Ivan Juric. I want an aggressive team, and I think that fans of Southampton will like that, he said after his appointment on an 18-month contract. His first 2 games against West Ham and Crystal Palace have resulted in another 2 defeats, meaning Saints are now 10 points from safety with 19 games to play. I think we have to be positive and think positive, said Juric after the first loss. To have any chance of completing the Great Escape, staying positive has to be at the forefront of everyone's mind for the next 5 months. In the dugout, Ivan Juric. Ivan Juric started his professional career at hometown club Hajduk Split in 1993 and played for the Croatian Giants for 4 years. Prior to earning a move across Europe to Sevilla, with whom he won promotion out the Segunda Division during the 1998-99 campaign. The midfielder spent time on loan at Albacete in 2000, before a brief spell back in Croatia with Šibenik preceded a move to Crotone in Italy. Juric had arguably the most successful personal period of his career at the Calabrian club, playing over 160 times and winning promotion to Serie B in 2003-04. He joined Genoa in 2006 and helped the club back to Serie A in his first season, with his performances eventually earning 5 senior caps for Croatia in 2009. Juric started treading the path to a management career immediately after retiring in June 2010 and worked at Genoa, Inter Milan and Palermo, before he was handed his first head coach role by Mantova in June 2014. A year later, he rejoined Crotone, and in his second season back at the club, he masterminded promotion to Serie A for the first time ever. Three separate spells at Genoa over the course of 2.5 years came next, before 2 years at Hellas Verona and 3 years at Torino, the latter of whom he guided to 3 straight top 10 finishes in Serie A between 21-22 and 23-24. After departing Torino by mutual consent in the summer, Juric replaced Daniele Di Rossi at Roma on 18th of September. But he lasted less than 2 months in the job, having won 4 of his 12 games in charge, and was dismissed on 10th of November, 7 weeks before taking on the vacant role at Southampton. The first non-Italian club he has been associated with in almost a quarter of a century. The game plan with Sky Sports journalist Dan Long, who covers Southampton, explains how the Saints are likely to line up at St Mary's Stadium. With 39 goals conceded already, the focus now has to be on locking things up at the back if Saints are to have any chance of staying in the division, said Long. Russell Martin played a back 5 towards the end of his reign, but the new boss has switched to a 3-4-1-2. Aaron Ramsdale will be in goal with Taylor Harwood-Bellis, Jan Bednarek and Nathan Wood, the back 3. Kyle Walker-Peters at left wing back and either Yuki Sugawara or James Bree on the right. Flynn Downs, Joe Aribo, Leslie Ugachukwu, Matthias Fernandes have alternated in the centre since Juric came in, while Tyler Dibling played behind Paul Onuachu and Adam Armstrong last time out against Crystal Palace. They have still only taken 1 point from the 3 games since his arrival, but do not expect some changes to their setup just yet. Pre-match conference, Frank provides injury update. So let's see if anyone's available. I hope. Thomas Frank provided an update on the availability of a number of players for Brentford's visit to Southampton. The Bees head coach said it's a minor groin injury for Carvalho. Not that he's done a lot anyway, so whether he comes back or not, it ain't going to matter. He's unlikely to be involved for Southampton, so there you go. So it won't matter anyway, will it? He doesn't do a lot, let's be honest. I'm sorry he doesn't, but, you know, let's carry on anyway. Everyone that was available for Arsenal was available for Southampton. So, yeah, I guess that's a good thing with Jensen. At least he's back. The ones that came back against Arsenal, Matthias Jensen, Sepp Vandenberg and Flecken all came through well, so that's good. Well, in Vandenberg and Flecken's case, I'm not so sure. Don't really want them playing. I don't think they're that great. Jensen, I'm glad he's back. I really am. Adds a lot to our midfield. He's superb in the midfield. Quality of passing and everything else he's got. In terms of the longer-term injuries, there's no real update. Well, the longer-term injuries are still long-term, let's be honest. Likes of Hickey and Henry and Thiago and so forth, all going to be out for a long time. Atwell gets 3rd Brentford game this term, so this is obviously the match officials. And Stuart Atwell, yeah. Again, Stuart Atwell, fucking, what a ref, eh? He's a fantastic referee. Yeah, right. Being sarcastic, guys. Yeah, so Stuart Atwell, assistants Constantine Hatzidakis and Natalie Aspinall. So we got a female. I'll take it that's a lineswoman. Yep. Well, that's good, I suppose. Nice to see another woman doing the lineswoman job. Ain't seen many lately. 4th official John Busby and video assistant referee Craig Pawson. Stuart Atwell will be the man in the middle for a Brentford game for the 3rd time this season. Having also officiated the Bees' loss at Liverpool in August and the West London derby defeat to Fulham in November. The 42-year-old who most recently took charge of Sheffield United's championship clash with West Brom at the end of 2024 will have the whistle for the 13th time in 24-25. In his 10 top-flight fixtures so far, he has handed out 37 yellow cards and 2 red cards. Right, yep, the last meeting, as we know, Brentford 3, Southampton 1, Premier League 31st of August 2024. Brian and Bomo bagged a brace as Brentford beat Southampton 3-1 at Gtech Community Stadium. And Bomo netted either side of half-time and Johan Visser bundled home another as the Bees held a 3-goal advantage heading into the final 20 minutes. Yukinara Sugawara scored a late consolation for the visitors, which was a shame we didn't keep a clean sheet, but as always seems to be the case with us. We don't get many clean sheets. We've had 2, and they've been both away. Yeah, both away. In fact, away against Everton and away against Brighton. So, yeah, both away. Clean sheets. We haven't kept one at home yet, unfortunately. So, right, I don't think there's any other news there. So, I will take that off. Yeah, looking at all that, we obviously going to have almost the same team. I would say, as we played against Arsenal. Unfortunately, Flecken in goal. Yeah, as we know, going to be Flecken. Why can't it be Valder Marson? But Probably still have Ross left as well. Oh dear. Well, I know it's only Southampton, but even they're going to bloody tear him apart as well. Oh well. Vandenberg, well, again, another one I'm not sure about. I don't rate this guy too well. Guy from Liverpool, I don't know. Is there a good player there? I'm not sure. Nathan Collins, I'm sure will play, and he's having a fine season. He's been one of our most sort of best defenders, I'd say, most prolific, and along with Pinnock, of course, hardly always make that many mistakes, many errors. I mean, he did when he first came here. He looked shaky, Collins, and getting own goals and stuff, and passing out bad, and making some mistakes at times. But I think this season he's put a lot of that right, corrected a lot of that. He looks one of our best defenders, really, along with Pinnock, of course. Ayer, of course, he's still out. Have performed a lot, pretty well at the back. I don't think the role that Lewis Potter's playing is good at left wing back. No, I don't think it suits him. I think he's displayed probably left wing, further up, left side, whatever, the midfield. The left wing back, he's not dangerous there, and he can't be. He's shackled there. He's handcuffed. So I think he needs to get forward, and he wasn't good against Arsenal either. I don't know. I don't think it's good where he's playing, and it's stopping him. Being creative or doing anything. Because he is a good player, and he's shown that he's got ability, and we know he has. But it's hampering him. Where Thomas is playing him, it's not right. I think he's got to change it. I really do. So yeah, I think that'd probably be pretty much the defence. Midfield, we're Norgard, of course, and hopefully we will have Jensen back as well. I guess Jan out, or maybe Damsgaard. Continue with Damsgaard. Need creativity. I would go with Norgard, Jensen, and Damsgaard. I would go, but that's not me. That's Thomas. He'd probably go with what he usually does with Jan out as well, or whatever. Whether Yarmouth could start, I would think he'd go on the bench, go back to the bench. I really rate him, Yarmouth. I'd probably play him up ahead of Jan out, to be quite honest with you. But remains to be seen. I think that front line speaks for itself, being Bomo and Visser again. Maybe either Carvalho's come back. I think he'd be on the bench. I would say, and I think probably Shardy will be up front with those two. I would think Shardy, but I'm not totally sure. It's not confirmed. Obviously, the final confirmation will be tomorrow. The confirmation of those teams. So obviously, I'll do that as I usually do mainly when I can. Generally, nearly all the time, I do the confirmed lineups, and I will do that tomorrow before the kickoff. Probably half an hour, hopefully, before kickoff, if I can do that. Gives me a bit more time to do all that and go into it and look at the injuries and so forth, and go through what I think might happen. Anyway, guys, thanks for this. Obviously, nobody's been in the live chat, but thanks for watching on live or playback or whatever you're doing with this, and whatever way you're watching it. But also follow me on Insta at Mr. B for Life 182 and subscribe to Mr. B Hive Football Chat and Mr. B Chats England Cricket. Down there, guys, on the ticker. Please start subscribing. Please, I need more subs. stuck on 109. It'd be great if people can start subbing again. Be amazing. Thank you guys. Would be superb. In this new year, 2025, I want to get the subs up, and please keep smashing the likes, of course. If you're enjoying all this, I hope you are. And obviously, plenty of content to come. Got to do the reaction for this, of course, which will probably be Sunday or Monday. Probably Monday, but I don't know. I may do it Sunday. I may just do it Sunday. Got the buzz to come. That'd be Monday, probably. First buzz of the new year. Debate show, of course. And, of course, cricket content coming out next week as well, with the Women's Ashes starting next Saturday. England women. So I'll be doing that next week as well. So watch out for all that, guys. Look out for that. Check out all that. And for now, though, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to be bouncing. Cheers, guys. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Bye.